This is the WJTS News. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Joey Rehl reporting. A Jasper man is facing OWI charges after an accident Saturday morning. Jasper police officers were dispatched to a report of an intoxicated driver. Officers were able to locate the vehicle, which had been wrecked near the Village Court apartment complex, and identified the driver as 51-year-old Miguel Juan Rodriguez Acosta. EMS took Rodriguez Acosta to Memorial Hospital to be treated for his injuries. Rodriguez Acosta was summoned into court due to the severity of his injuries. Rodriguez Acosta was arrested and he is facing charges of operating a vehicle with alcohol concentration of 0.15 or more, operating a vehicle while intoxicated endangering a person, operating a vehicle while intoxicated, and knowing or intentionally operating a vehicle without ever receiving a license. Farmers and ranchers now can anonymously report potentially unfair and anti-competitive practices in the livestock and poultry sectors using an online tool the U.S. Department of Agriculture, or the USDA, and Justice, or the Department of Justice, launched last week. The launch of the new tool, located at farmerfairness.gov, will advance the goals of the Biden-Harris administration's action plan for a fairer, more competitive, and more resilient meat and poultry supply chain, including by creating more competitive agriculture markets that are fairer to producers and consumers. As part of the agency's enforcement partnership, the agencies are signing an interagency memorandum of understanding to further foster cooperation and communication between the agencies and effectively process the complaints received through the portal. Complaints or tips will go through a preliminary review by USDA Packers and Stockyards Division staff and Department of Justice staff. If a complaint raises sufficient concern under the Packers and Stockyards Act or antitrust laws, it will be selected for further investigation by the appropriate agency. This action may lead to the opening of a formal investigation. Users can submit information under their names or may submit anonymous complaints. If a complaint provides their personal information, DOJ or USDA staff will only contact them if additional information is needed. To submit an anonymous complaint, users can provide information about the potential violation without including their names or contact information. For any information provided, DOJ and USDA will allow their respective privacy and confidentiality policies found at DOJ Confidentiality and USDA Privacy. Packers and Stockyards regulations regarding confidentiality also apply. PSD Confidentiality, DOJ, and USDA commit to supporting relevant whistleblower protections, including newly applicable protections for criminal antitrust complainants against unlawful retaliation. The meatpacking industry has consolidated rapidly in recent decades. Meanwhile, farmers' share of the value of their agriculture products has decreased, and poultry farmers, hog farmers, and cattle ranchers and other agriculture workers may struggle to retain autonomy and to make sustainable incomes. For example, ranchers received more than 60 cents of every dollar a consumer spent on beef 50 years ago, compared to approximately 39 cents today. Hog farmers fared worse over the past 50 years as their share of the consumer dollar fell from between 40 to 60 cents 50 years ago to approximately 19 cents today. Producers who choose not to use the farmerfairness.gov portal also can submit complaints or tips about potentially anti-competitive practices by emailing psdcomplaints@usda.gov or calling 833-342-5773. Untreated or ignored stress and mental health issues in rural areas impact quality of life, economic development, and lives of farmers, agriculture workforce, and rural families. To raise awareness and help reduce the stigma surrounding mental health in the agriculture industry, the Healthy Minds, Healthy Lives program was created by the Indiana Rural Health Association. 23 free one-day insightful workshops will be subject matter experts will be conducting in 2022. The workshops will begin on February 10th in Mount Vernon, Indiana. The series of workshops will continue in 22 other rural sites around Indiana through July. The free workshops through the Healthy Minds, Healthy Lives program are open to the farming community, including agribusinesses and related service industries, and the faith community, local leaders, and families. The workshop will take place around the area on June 8th at Daviess County at Washington and on June 9th in DuBois County in Jasper. 4 out of 5 cardiac arrests happen at home. Are you prepared with CPR if a loved one suffers a cardiac emergency? The American Heart Association is making CPR training more accessible by offering blended learning, an online training tool. To get started, go to elearning.heart.org and click on Courses. Click on the course that you want, and on the next screen, go to Audience on the left side of the screen, click Student, next screen, and purchase online course. Once the online portion is complete, you can call Memorial Hospital and Healthcare Center's Health and Wellness staff at 812-996-2399, option 1, to schedule a skills session with an American Heart Association instructor and complete your certification. The skill sessions are scheduled for 60 minutes for HeartSaver CPR with AED and HeartSaver First Aid CPR with AED, and 2 hours for HeartCode BLS for healthcare providers. The skill session portion is $30 and will be located in Health and Wellness Classroom at Memorial Southside Office at 1100 West 12th Avenue in Jasper. For more information, you can call Memorial Hospital's Health and Wellness Department at 812-996-2399, option 1, or toll free at 800-852-7279, extension 2399. Diabetes touches almost every part of your life. It's a serious, lifelong condition, but there's a lot you can do to protect your health. Memorial Hospital and Healthcare Center is offering Change the Life You Live Diabetes. These classes offer the opportunity to achieve optimal health while living with diabetes. The classes are facilitated by certified diabetes educators who teach participants how to control their diabetes using medication, self-monitoring, nutrition, and physical activity. A variety of classes are offered, beginning with Diabetes Pathways, which is a baseline class for those newly diagnosed with diabetes. Following the completion of Diabetes Pathways, additional classes are offered for a more personalized curriculum. Participants are encouraged to bring a family member or friend. Pre-registration is required. For more information or to register, you can call 812-996-0521. The average American spends about 90% of their time indoors and sits for a significant portion of the day. Researchers attribute a wide range of health problems to predominantly indoor and often sedentary lifestyles. For one, prolonged sitting is associated with obesity, increased blood pressure, and abnormal cholesterol levels. Furthermore, indoor air quality tends to be worse than outdoor air quality. According to the EPA, the concentration of some pollutants can be 2 to 5 times higher indoors than in outdoor settings. While working outdoors can help avoid these risks, the most common outdoor jobs are not without their own downsides, such as lower wages, physically demanding work, and higher risk of work-related injuries. According to data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, just under 4% of Americans are employed in outdoor jobs, the most common of which include a variety of construction, maintenance, and delivery occupations. Outdoor work is more prevalent in some areas than others, depending on climate and local industry makeup. Outdoor jobs tend to be the least common in the Northeast and parts of the Midwest, while they are more common in the Great Plains states. At the state level, Wyoming has the largest share of outdoor workers in the country at 9.1%, with 7.5% of its workforce employed in outdoor jobs. North Dakota also has a much higher share of outdoor workers than average. On the opposite end of the spectrum, Delaware sits at 2.7%, Massachusetts is 2.8%, and Illinois is 3.0%, and they have the fewest workers in predominantly outdoor occupations. To determine the U.S. states with the most outdoor jobs, researchers at Construction Coverage analyzed the latest data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics and ONET. The researchers ranked states according to the percentage of workers in outdoor jobs, defined as the share of workers in jobs with ONET outdoor exposure scores of 90 and above. In the event of a tie, the state with the higher total number of workers in an outdoor jobs was ranked higher. Researchers also calculated the most common outdoor job, the average wage for outdoor jobs, and the average wage across all workers. The analysis found that in Indiana, 3.6% of all workers have outdoor jobs, earning an average of $44,218 per year, compared to $48,650 a year across all occupations. Stay tuned. WJTS News will be right back with a check of weather, and then Kurt Guxell will be in with a look at sports.